ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
It is Wednesday, August 28th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. We have got a fun show for you today. We're going to hear a little bit from Logan Osburn a little bit later on in the program. Get you caught up on what's happening with the Thundering Herd. Obviously, yesterday was unofficial Too Deep Day, so we're kind of piecing this together. We'll know more on Saturday, and a big part of that's going to be Logan Osburn. I'll tell you this right now. He's on the Too Deep, and he's probably in the number one spot. That's a certain. I can tell you that one right there. Logan Osburn will be starting for the Thundering Herd on Saturday. So one down. We got, 10 more to go, kind of figure it out to be official about this thing. So we got the game coming up for you on Saturday. 2 o'clock airtime right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 with our pregame show, 5 o'clock first kick. I'm looking forward to it. And then after the game, don't forget, come right back here. If you're not already locked in, we'll have our usual post-game fun. That's all coming up on Saturday. Game day is almost upon us. Coming up on the program as well, we're going to hear from, in the next few minutes, the head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team, Juli Fulks. We got a lot to get into with her. They were pretty successful on their trip to Italy. We didn't get too much information about that, so hopefully Coach can give us an update on what that experience was like and what her team was able to get out of that trip. And then the schedule is out. That was released a few days ago. I'm sure there are a few games on there that maybe have piqued your interest. Obviously, the MAC Sunbelt Challenge is going to be a fun one. The Herd's going to be at Toledo. They're going to be at ESPN Wide World of Sports for the WBCA Showcase. They've got Penn State and Tulsa on the schedule there. And they've got some other interesting games. Some of them are going to be, of course, at the Henderson Center. I don't know if you're excited for a game like Marshall and NKU. I think that'll be a really good game. Of course, the Herd's going to be on the road at Florida. They've also got a road game at Cincinnati. And then you get into the conference slate. Should be fun. I'm looking forward for the Herd to maybe make another run. I think the non-conference schedule is going to be a little tougher than it was last year. But once this team last year found its footing, it was full pedal to the metal, and I hope that that's going to be the same for Coach Fulks. That's coming up in the next few minutes. We're going to open up the text line this hour, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've got another ticket giveaway today. I've got a 4-pack of tickets for you to go see Marshall and Stony Brook coming up on Saturday. Family 4-pack. So you can take everybody you need to, as long as your numbers equal 4. So I've got you taken care of there. All you have to do is be a part of our text line today, and that's 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We've got a fun one today. We're going to do this every week, I think. Saturday, Marshall, Stony Brook. What's the winning play going to be? Pick the play. Is it going to be a run that wins the game? Is it going to be a pass play that wins the game? Is it going to be an interception? That could even be a pick six. It doesn't necessarily have to be the pick six, but it could be an interception. So what's going to win the game on Saturday for either Stony Brook or for Marshall? Is it going to be a run play? Is it going to be a pass play? Or is it going to be an interception? And that could include a pick six. Give me your guess now, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. That's our text line. Winner today will receive a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on Stony Brook coming up this Saturday. And, of course, you can also find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Paul Swann. Before we talk to Coach in the next few minutes, let's catch you up on what happened earlier today. A couple of baseball games already in the books as far as we're concerned. First up, the Guardians got the better of the Royals today, 7-5. And then a game that at one point the Pittsburgh Pirates had a 7-run lead. 7-run lead. It was 10-3. And then Skeens is out of the game, and the bullpen just falls apart. The Cubs beat the Pirates 14-10, including scoring 6 runs in the top of the ninth. It was just embarrassing to watch and to listen to today, and we had that game for you right here on ESPN 94.1 AM 930. The Pirates giving up a 10-3 lead, losing 14-10. I've already done some wellness checks on a few coworkers of mine. We got a few people who are big Pirates fans here in the office. I've tried to do wellness checks on them. I hope they're okay. Well, then again, they're Pirates fans, so they should be used to this. Pirates, if they were playing the Cincinnati Reds, they would win every single game just about, and they'd probably go to the World Series. But you get them against someone else, it's hit or miss right now. Running out of time for the Pirates to get even close to wild card consideration. They are falling in the division as we speak. Not a good outing for the Pirates. They're off tomorrow to think it over. All right, our text line is opening up. Let's go to it now at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, if one play wins the game, we have huge problems. Well, it doesn't have to be one play that wins the game. Like, it doesn't have to be, okay, this is a last-second run or this is a last-second pass play. I mean, in hockey, you could blow a team out 5-0, and the first goal could be the winning play because, you got the one goal that made the difference. Think of it that way. But, yes, if it's one play that wins the game, we do have problems, and I will acknowledge that. So you can answer back at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, the winning play will be a run play. As anticipated as I am for our new offensive playbook, let's talk about our running back room and how our running game can wear down Stony Brook. That's a good point because do you want to show everything game one? Do you want to air it out all in game one? Do you want to show something? Or do you want to give some of those running backs a little room to go out there and show what they can do while running some base offense, running some base pass plays? I don't know if I would show everything. And again, if it's a close game, you might have to show a little bit more than you want to. But I wouldn't show everything game one, especially when game 2 and game 3 are going to be the toughest games, I think, on the schedule. Texter says, Paul, the winning play is going to be a defensive pick 6 interception. Defense. I like it. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We'll take more of your picks. Again, we're giving you a chance to win 4 tickets to go see the Herd take on Stony Brook this Saturday. We'll do that every week for home games. This is your first opportunity. What's going to be the winning play today? Is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? Is it going to be interception? And that includes a pick 6. Will the defense come up big for the Thundering Herd? And will it have to go down the one play? I don't know. I think it's going to be over before we know it. But again, I'm not going to overlook Stony Brook. I remember last year. I am not overlooking Stony Brook. Neither is Logan Osburn. We'll hear more from him coming up. But when we come back from break, let's talk to the head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team, Juli Fulks. She's going to update us on everything that happened in Italy. I want to know it all. We'll get a sort of a report from her on that. And we'll look ahead to the schedule, which is out. Season tickets are now available. Some big matchups on the schedule, including, of course, opening up the MAC Sunbelt Challenge at Toledo. You've got the WBCA Showcase with Penn State and Tulsa at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. You got some pretty good non-conference matchups, including Cincinnati. That's going to be a road game. You've got NKU at home. You've got a couple of other interesting games on the road at Florida. So it's a good mix of challenges and some games that maybe the Thundering Herd not necessarily have dialed up for wins, but I think it's a challenging enough schedule. They're going to get some good mileage out of it. Juli Fulks joins us on the other side of the break on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Remember the first day of school, new backpack, fresh hairstyle, cool new shoes? Now, if only Mom had washed the car before dropping you off. Send your kids back to class and help them make a great first impression this new school year with a clean ride from Thoroughbred Express. Choose from a range of services tailored to meet your needs. From their signature wash and dry to tire shine, foam bath, triple foam, wheel cleaner, bug press, ceramic seal, ceramic shield, and weather guard. Thoroughbred Express has you covered. And after your wash, enjoy post-wash amenities like high-powered vacuums, all-purpose cleaner spray, fresh microfiber towels, and dedicated bay trash cans. All available at your local Thoroughbred Express location. So whether you're dropping the kids off or heading to campus yourself, a quick visit to Thoroughbred will make this school year shine. Wash with the best. Thoroughbred Express. Find a Thoroughbred Express location near you at thoroughbredexpress.com.
Get ready for the tastiest event of the year. Quantum Party Rentals proudly presents the return of the annual Rib Fest Barbecue and Food Festival. It's Finger Licking time. Join us September 5th through the 8th at Harris Riverfront Park in Huntington for 4 days of mouth-watering barbecue, delicious food, and nonstop fun. Experience world-class barbecue vendors serving up award-winning ribs, chicken, and sauces. Plus, enjoy a variety of other foods and desserts. Bring the family for thrilling carnival rides. Don't miss out on our nightly entertainment. Country Night with Chase Mitchell and Little Texas. Friday, Rock and Roll Night with Hair Supply and the Kiss Tribute Band. Saturday, Oldie Goldie Night featuring the Esquires, the Coasters, and Paulie and the Greaseballs. And of course, there's cold beer and fun for all ages. Mark your calendar for September 5th through the 8th, Harris Riverfront Park. Get more info, visit WVRibFest.com. Sponsored by Kinder Communications, WSAZ Channel 3, Gomar, Pepsi, Miller Lite, HD Media, Budweiser, Polka Valley Bank, Mountain State Beverage, Optimum, Sandy's Racing and Gaming, Quantum Party Rentals, and K&B Pest Control. Don't miss the return of the annual Rib Fest.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-566-1649. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-566-1649. That's 800-566-1649.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Metro Community Federal Credit Union has been serving the Huntington community for 70 years and is proud to announce our newest location in Lavalette is now open. Wayne County residents, you now have access to a modern banking facility, a full range of services, advanced technology, expert financial advice, and even a smart coffee kiosk cafe. Learn more about Metro Community Federal Credit Union online at metrocommunityfcu.com or visit us today on 5th Street Road.
Equal housing lender, member NCUA.
Are you tired of the blazing sun beating down on you while you drive? Well, say goodbye to heat and glare with ProTint, your Lumar Formula One tint installer. ProTint's premier window tinting not only keeps you cool and comfortable, but also protects your vehicle's interior from fading and cracking. ProTint guarantees a flawless installation every time. Choose ProTint for a sleek, stylish look, unbeatable UV protection, and customer service. Visit WV ProTint on Facebook today.
Giovanni's has great Italian dishes. Spaghetti with meat sauce, lasagna, ravioli, manicotti, all dinners served with hot garlic bread or Italian rolls. Giovanni's, the Italian place to be.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Winner of the 2024 West Virginia Broadcasters Association Excellence in Broadcasting Award for Best Talk Show.
Welcome back to our Wednesday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We're going to open our text line back up for you in just a minute at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Our text question of the day for a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Herd take on Stony Brook this Saturday. What will the winning play be on Saturday? Is it going to be a run play, a pass play, an interception, pick six? You can pick now, and we'll draw a winner after the show. Joining us now on the program, she is back from a fun trip in Italy, I believe. we didn't get too much information on what was happening during the trip. All we know is the basketball team, very successful. Juli Fulks is with us, the head coach of the Thundering Herd. Coach, I hope you enjoyed the trip. It looked like it from the few pictures and everything we saw that you had a great time.
We did it, and thanks for having me this evening. We had a chance to spend 8 days in Italy and, take the team to Portofino and then into Florence, and I thought it was a great mix of everything you're hoping for in a foreign tour. We played 2 games, and we played well, and we got to find out what had we gotten better at in the 6 weeks and where are we at in terms of skill development and team development. It was a great educational piece in terms of, tours and getting some history of Italy and how Italy functions as a society in the world. And so opened up our players' eyes to how other cultures do things. And then it's just great team bonding. Every summer you bring in new players, and this summer with the new staff and bringing in 6 new players, it was really important that everybody got to know each other. And we had, we had Christian Spears and Beatrice Banford. And so we had all the key pieces to our team and success. And so it was a great trip all around. We were so grateful and thankful that we got to go.
So what did you learn, or what can you share that you learned from this trip with your team?
I think most importantly, what you learn is where are each players in terms of skills that affect games. If you're thinking about the multiple things that people can do on offense, as an interior player, as a somebody on the perimeter, how they defend, what are our rebounding habits. I thought we put in a couple systems over the summer, offense and defense, and that's a good starting point to then figure out, okay, who does multiple things well, who is more skill specific to a few areas. And I thought for us that was the big piece that we got to have from the summer, is that we've now seen them in a team concept. And so when we come back and start workouts, we're very clear on what we think, hey, these are the things that we can be better at, and these are the things that we think in the next few months that we can really add and change. And so I felt like for our coaching staff, that was really important. And I think from the player side, it's also really important for them to get to know how we do things, why we do things, and what are the things that they can benefit, and how can the system help them.
It really wasn't about the level of competition. I'm taking it from this trip. You were pretty successful. It was more, this was like a dry run, and at the same time, you get a great experience out of it.
Yeah, it's a dry run for how everything's going to operate. And then there's the added bonus. When you take a foreign tour, the NCAA allows you to have 10 extra practice days that don't have the normal summer restrictions. And so that ended up giving us, a bunch of hours that we really could do an install. And so we were able to get in a couple different offenses, a defense, and really have the time that you need to get a full installation of things so that we can start helping the players then get into the next phase of really becoming good at it and applying their skill sets to each system. And so I thought that was one of the bigger bonuses, is before we went, we were able to spend a lot of time together in the gym and really understanding, hey, these are some things that we can carry to the season that in a normal summer with NCAA restrictions, you don't have enough hours to do.
How many times do you get this type of opportunity? You can't do this every year. Is it once every 2, 3, 4 years?
Once every 4, yeah, once every 4 years. And there are some new loopholes with multi-team events where you can do different things in the summer, and that's obviously something we're hoping to do next year. We're very lucky. We kind of combined 2 things in one year that you usually offset. We were able to go to Italy, and then as we talk about the schedule, we're able to also go and play in the WBCA, which is women's basketball's professional organization and oversight in conjunction with the NCAA, and they're having their first MTE multi-team event at Disney, ESPN down in Orlando. And so we were able to get into that inaugural event. So we're really excited about both things and being able to do that in our first year.
Yeah, let's lead off with that since the schedule is finally out. We kind of knew this was coming up earlier. You had mentioned it to us. So Penn State and Tulsa will be the opponents at ESPN Wide World of Sports. This is a rare opportunity, I think, for a lot of teams. You come off a trip to Italy. You come off a tremendous few weeks just getting to know the team. And then you go into an event like this, which is going to be a unique experience, I'm sure, for them.
It will be. And, One of the things that you always want to generate excitement for your current players and future rosters with who you choose to play and how you travel. And that was one of the reasons we were so grateful we were able to do things, like this. And, I had a previous relationship with people at the WBCA, which helped move this forward. And, we want our players to be excited about opportunities and being able to play a level of competition that will challenge us and be different. And obviously these come with game contracts, and so they will be, on TV, and that is a level of excitement. And so there are lots of pieces of this that are good for the program. And in addition, you get to play extra games outside of your normal 30 scheduled games. And so this gave us another opportunity. At the end of the day, us coaches, we love practice, and the players really love the games. And so this gives them more games in a regular season. So that's a win for everybody.
I know coaches love practice. I'm sure players love games more than practice. Is that fair?
I think that's a fair statement. None of them would argue that.
Juli Fulks is with us, the head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. So the schedule is out. I don't know if you can circle one or two games and say, okay, this is the highlight. The experience at ESPN, Wide World of Sports, will be a highlight. But I don't look at the schedule and go, okay, that's a gimme there. Yeah, they dialed this one up so Coach Fulks can get a really easy win. I don't see it on this non-conference schedule. How much of this was already in place, and how much did you have a chance to maybe help move along in some different directions when you got a chance to put your hands on this schedule?
Yeah, 2/3 of this was probably already in place in terms of the home and homes of, last year. So last year the team was obviously on the road a lot. And so we're excited to get everybody back in the gym and be at home. And then there were other games that we were able to add in terms of Cincinnati. That was a game that wasn't on the schedule. Obviously, Florida was our other big game. And obviously we beat them last year, and that was a huge win and getting a Power 5 win last year. And so now we'll go down there. And so the players are excited that we're going to be in Florida 3 times this year, between going to the Disney event, going to play at Florida, and then obviously the postseason tournament being in Florida. So we're going to get a lot of sunshine and go south. But, we were excited about the schedule. I've never been a coach that wants to play down. We have a lot so that we can learn and gain from doing challenging things and learning about ourselves. And so this schedule is going to give us an opportunity to be tested and be tested often and figure out every week what's going well and what are we doing well, and then what can we get better at, and making sure we're peaking at the right time, which is obviously conference play and then in the postseason.
And that's, I'm sure, even more important because as you're the new coach of the team, not necessarily a new coach, but new to this team, the team is new, the transfer portal, everything's going to be new on a yearly basis. This gives you probably the best way to evaluate your team even earlier than conference play, because you've got some really tough games on the schedule. And at the same time, you got a lot of home games. So you've got maybe the best of both worlds here as it's trying to get your schedule and your team kind of gelled together at the same time and the right time.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, there's so many values, obviously, of playing at home. And, we're comfortable with that arena and being able to shoot really well there. And then on the flip side, traveling takes a lot out of your team, and it's hard to do during class and, keep your legs fresh. So we're excited to be home. And I think with this level of opponents, it's going to continually give us a chance to evaluate ourselves. And you mentioned the portal. It's hard anymore to even plan in terms of when you're looking at other teams. So much changes every year in every roster. And so, whoever you think you're scheduling for the next year, when we start this year and we're doing next year's scheduling, you can't guess anymore really who's going to be back. Are they going to be extremely loaded in talent? Is it going to be a turnover? And so I think the best thing you can do is just continue to try to schedule the best teams you can at a level that you believe is going to be challenging, and give yourself the best chance that you have every year to, push yourselves, grow your team, and then be ready for the Sun Belt.
My guest is Marshall women's basketball coach Juli Fulks. The schedule released a few days ago. The Thundering Herd is now selling season tickets. I know you're not You're not a stranger to seeing big crowds at women's basketball games. It's been a great resurgence here in Huntington with the program. We're at the point now where if you want a good seat to the game, you better get your season ticket now, because reserve seating is going to be the way to go for your schedule. We love it. Used to be you could just walk up, get a good seat, buy a ticket at the door. That's not happening anymore. This is where we're at with the program.
Yeah, it's where we're at with the program, and I think, nationally, women's basketball has just been on the rise for so many years in a row, and it is exciting that venues across the country, everybody's showing up. And one of the things that was exciting when I was able to take the job at Marshall was knowing how impactful and how passionate this fan base is. And obviously, that comes with really high expectations that we are looking forward to that challenge. We want fans to come in and have a great experience. I love the fans first that Marshall does, where we really value when you come to the game, you know what you're going to get, that it's exciting, that we do a great job putting a product on the floor that everybody can be proud of. And, with season tickets being released, it is always a mark of a good thing when you now have reserve seating. There is high interest, and those seats are valuable. And so, we encourage everybody to come to the gym. We have been out in the community and continuing to do our part in making sure everybody understands who our players are and has a chance to meet them and meet our staff. But, we're committed to making sure that when families choose to spend money and time in our gym, that they're going to come there and they're going to have a great time, and they're going to understand how much we value them. And they're an important part of success. I mean, everybody knows there is home court advantage, and loud crowds make things hard. And so we are looking forward to, when you come into the CAM as an opposing team, you're going to not only have to handle what's happening on the court, you're going to have to handle all the excitement that the crowd brings as well. And that just ups our advantage anytime we're playing.
My guest is Juli Fulks, head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. The schedule is out. Season tickets are now available. Kind of a side question, but I'm curious if there is an impact. Of course, we're just wrapping up not that long ago another gold medal from the women's basketball team at the Olympics. Every time we have an Olympic year, we're all watching both the men and the women. Those are pretty much the signature sports, at least for a lot of us. Do you get any push value? Is that maybe a point where, okay, maybe some new fans have been born watching this? Is there any value to all that excitement that maybe you get in some way, even indirectly?
Well, I love that you brought it up, and I absolutely believe so, because I think, one of the things that has come with, the push of women's basketball has been the TV coverage. And all of those games now made primetime coverage, including, the 3-on-3 tournament, which I thought, the women had a lot of coverage and a lot of news and media around that. And so I think we have known for a long time what a great product and game women's basketball is. And every time that is on TV, whether it's Final Four, postseason, Olympics, and everybody has a chance to turn on the TV and flip that channel on, we get an opportunity to gain more fans. And obviously we know how much revenue drives that. And, we believe there's been a ceiling on this game. And I'm just so excited that every time I can turn it on, whether it's now the WNBA, there's just more access for people to see it. And, all you have to do is come into the CAM one time or turn on the right game. And it's easy to become hooked and become a fan for life. And that has been true of how many times I've had somebody talk to me about, hey, last year we came to a game and it's the first time we came to a women's game, and we were at every game after that. That the success and the excitement, I think people are just starting to open up to, hey, this is an unbelievable product. It is well played. It is high level of competition. And we missed the boat before, but we're ready to be on board now.
Sure didn't hurt that was a super close game, probably one of the most competitive games I've seen in Olympics basketball in a long time.
Absolutely. And, I think on all levels, women's basketball across the world, everybody has been investing in it. And so it's not just an American investment, it is worldwide, and that goes into play why so many teams in the U.S. are doing foreign recruiting now. It has just become an elevated piece. And I think both of those help each other. And, obviously so many American players have gone abroad to play professionally over the years because that was another avenue of revenue. And so I just think as a whole game, FIBA has done a really great job promoting. Everybody is elevating. And, in the U.S., we take our top, 15 over there, and there are another 15 right behind them that could have been playing there too. So women's basketball just has immense talent, and it's fun to see showcase.
My guest is Juli Fulks, head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. So you brought up, and I'll let you go after this. You brought up the 3-on-3, the 3x3, whatever they're calling it. I caught a few of those. It was fun. Some of those players really you didn't hear about because they weren't the, I don't want to say superstars of the WNBA, but there was some fierce competition there. Where do you see the future of that? Is that more of a Olympic sport, or can we see that grow?
That'll be really interesting because when I was a kid, and this is a long time ago now, if you remember, there used to be the Gus Macker 3-on-3 tournaments up and down every street across the country. And so I grew up playing, street basketball 3-on-3, and then that obviously kind of died off and changed with a bunch of the AAU stuff. And I loved playing that because while it is basketball, there's just certain advantages and disadvantages, and it changes the game. And this summer, one of the things that we did in practice was from the day we got there to the very last day, we had a practice 3-on-3, and every day the teams changed and we tracked it. And then we had our own Olympic gold medal 3-on-3 game our last day before we went to Italy as the Olympics were ending. And I love 3-on-3 because it highlights your ability to score, defend, rebound, and fitness. That there is just no way around it. You have to be in amazing shape to stay 3-on-3 because the game transitions so quickly. And so I think it's different, it's unique, and it's fun, and I think they've done a great job marketing it.
My guest, Juli Fulks, head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. The schedule is out. More details, herdzone.com. You can get your season tickets now. Coach, it's going to be a fun ride. I'm excited. I'm glad you had a great time in Italy. We didn't get much. We got the scores, and when we saw you scored over 100 points, we knew it was going to be a good season. I mean, I know it's one game, but still, that was nice to see that score.
It was fun to get out and run and see the ball go in the basket. I think every time when you start a new season, everybody's just always got a little nerves and getting everything going. And, we saw the ball go in early and often, and that just makes everybody feel good, from players to coaching staff.
Well, Coach, thanks for doing this. I'm glad you had a great trip, and look forward to having you back soon so we can talk a little bit more about the upcoming season.
Thanks, Paul. Really appreciate your time.
That's Juli Fulks, everyone, the head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll get your text in, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Our ticket giveaway for 4 tickets to go see the Herd take on Stony Brook. Question of the day is, with the game on Saturday, is it going to be decided by a play that's going to be a run play, a pass play, or an interception? That's kind of the gist of it today. Is it going to be a run, pass, or an interception? We'll get your text in when we continue on today's edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Are you tired of the blazing sun beating down on you while you drive? Well, say goodbye to heat and glare with ProTint, your Lumar Formula One tint installer. ProTint's premier window tinting not only keeps you cool and comfortable, but also protects your vehicle's interior from fading and cracking. ProTint guarantees a flawless installation every time. Choose ProTint for a sleek, stylish look, unbeatable UV protection, and customer service. Visit WV ProTint on Facebook today.
The Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe heard what you're craving and is here to satisfy your appetite for value. Introducing the All Mine for $10.99 menu for a limited time only at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Enjoy bottomless Fiesta Bravo chips and salsa, your choice of a chicken sandwich, or a Hall of Fame cheeseburger, fries, and a drink for only $10.99.
All that for $10.99?
No, all mine for $10.99. No rules, any day, anytime. All mine for only $10.99 from the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue in downtown Huntington.
Hey everyone, it's Joe Montana. Spreading the word about pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can be life-threatening. If you're 65 or older like me, you're at increased risk. So, what's the game plan? A strong defense. Pneumococcal pneumonia can strike at any time in any season, so you shouldn't wait to help protect yourself. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccination today and learn more at knowpneumonia.com. That's KNOW pneumonia.com.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We continue on with this Wednesday edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Our giveaway for tickets to Saturday's game between Marshall and Stony Brook. Tech question is this. What's the winning play going to be? Is it going to be a run, pass, or an interception? That could be an interception that's a pick six. You can be specific. And again, that text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter writes in and says, Paul, the first play will be a winning play because a new football season has begun. Okay, that's fair. Will the first play be a run, pass, or interception, though? That's what I'm asking. Texter says, the winning play, Paul, is going to be a 2-point conversion for the Marshall win. Cool. But will it be a run or a pass? Is it going to be a run play for 2-point conversion, or is it going to be a pass play for 2-point conversion? I know, it's a new question. I know. We're going to get there. Texter says, Paul, it's going to be a field goal. That's going to be the winning play on Saturday. All right. Field goal. We'll try to figure that out, how to add that to this. I was hoping we wouldn't have to get to a field goal. It's like the texter said earlier, if we got to win on the final or one play, we're in trouble here. All right, I like that. You, touche, sir, touche, field goal. Texter says, I'm going to say the first play, Paul, will be a run play, and the Herd will win 37-3. I like that. The first play is going to be a run play. I like that. That might be a future quick question, but will the winning play be a run, pass, interception, or field goal? Well, you guys think about it. Let's hear from Logan Osburn. Had a chance to catch up with him during this week's media availability. And one of the things that I asked him was about being able to keep everything in order. You got 3 guys that could be the starting quarterback. So what's the challenge there for you and making sure that no matter who the starting quarterback is, everything is in order? And he said basically no matter who the quarterback is, the main thing for him is just be out there and do the job.
I think we've done a pretty good job of just getting the right people in on the rotation and our starting 5. And it really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's back there. We got to do our jobs to make sure he can do his. Whether it's Braylon, whether it's Stone, Cole, it don't matter who's behind us. We got to protect them.
Again, we have 3 guys on the depth chart, and it's unofficial, so we don't know which guy is going to start. Now, a lot of the questions this week pertain to not overlooking Stony Brook. Last year, Albany came in, and, of course, there was a little concern about that game, maybe closer than a lot of Herd fans would have liked. So this year, do you look back at what happened last year for some of the returners, some of the guys that remember how challenging that was? Did you overlook Albany? No one, according to Logan's, overlooking Stony Brook, and that seems to be the theme throughout the week.
Yeah, for sure. We got to focus on this week. We can't think ahead next week or the next 2 weeks. We got to focus on us, and at the end of the day, it comes down to our fundamentals. We got to rely back on that because we really, honestly, we don't know what they're going to do. They got a new head coach. They got a new OC and DC. We've been looking at their previous schemes, but they can come in and be like, hey, we don't have the personnel to do that scheme. So they could throw something totally different at us. So at the end of the day, we just got to go back on our fundamentals and what we've been coached to do.
And finally, in this segment for Logan, we'll hear a little bit more after the break. Logan talked about just that mental shift. You're now readjusting because you've been doing camp. You have been doing preparation. You've been going up against basically yourself. Now you're out of camp. You're finally doing game prep. This week is game prep. Before was everything else. This is actual week-to-week routine of game prep. Is there a mental shift in preparing for someone else?
Yeah. It's definitely it's a different momentum. You kind of flip the switch of hey, instead of focusing so much on us, we got to focus on our opponent. We got to focus on our game plan and how we're going to attack each and every day, whether it's from the meetings, walkthroughs to practice. We got to turn it up a notch just in our preparation.
We'll hear a little bit more from Logan Osburn in a bit. Our text line is 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, the winning play is going to be a pass. Could be. Air raid. What if it was a run? And again, do you show all your cards first game? Do you unleash the air raid all the way? Do you turn the spigot all the way on? Or you just drop a couple and run a few? Winning play will be a pass. Texter says, Paul, the herd will take the opening kick back all the way and never look back. All right. Opening kick. So that's a run, though, right? Because he catches it and then he runs, or because it's not a pass. I like it. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. We're giving away tickets to go see the herd. Take on Stony Brook this Saturday. You can have a shot at that with our text of the day when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Woo! Ain't no barbecue! Get ready for the tastiest event of the year. Quantum Party Rentals proudly presents the return of the annual Rib Fest Barbecue and Food Festival. It's Finger Licking time. Join us September 5th through the 8th at Harris Riverfront Park in Huntington for 4 days of mouth-watering barbecue, delicious food, and nonstop fun. Experience world-class barbecue vendors serving up award-winning ribs, chicken, and sauces. Plus, enjoy a variety of other foods and desserts. Bring the family for thrilling carnival rides. Don't miss out on our nightly entertainment. Country Night with Chase Mitchell and Little Texas. Friday, Rock and Roll Night with Hair Supply and the Kiss Tribute Band. Saturday, Oldie Goldie Night featuring the Esquires, the Coasters, and Paulie and the Greaseballs. And of course, there's cold beer and fun for all ages. Mark your calendar for September 5th through the 8th, Harris Riverfront Park. Get more info, visit WVRibFest.com. Sponsored by Kinder Communications, WSAZ Channel 3, Gomar, Pepsi, Miller Lite, HD Media, Budweiser, Poca Valley Bank, Mountain State Beverage, Optimum, Sandy's Racing and Gaming, Quantum Party Rentals, and K&B Pest Control. Don't miss the return of the annual Rib Fest.
Remember the first day of school, new backpack, fresh hairstyle, cool new shoes? Now, if only Mom had washed the car before dropping you off. Send your kids back to class and help them make a great first impression this new school year with a clean ride from Thoroughbred Express. Choose from a range of services tailored to meet your needs. From their signature wash and dry to tire shine, foam bath, triple foam, wheel cleaner, bug press, ceramic seal, ceramic shield, and weather guard. Thoroughbred Express has you covered. And after your wash, enjoy post-wash amenities like high-powered vacuums, all-purpose cleaner spray, fresh microfiber towels, and dedicated bay trash cans. All available at your local Thoroughbred Express location. So whether you're dropping the kids off or heading to campus yourself, a quick visit to Thoroughbred will make this school year shine. Wash with the best. Thoroughbred Express. Find a Thoroughbred Express location near you at thoroughbredexpress.com.
BOGO Wing Blitz!
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm practicing my order for the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. BOGO Wing Blitz!
What's a BOGO Wing Blitz?
It's the best play in college football, baby!
Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe College Game Day BOGO Wing Blitz. Every college football game day, buy one jumbo traditional wing and get one free. Plus $3 domestic tall drafts.
BOGO Wing Blitz! Say what?
At the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue in downtown Huntington.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
It's our final segment for today's edition of the show. Paul Swann, your host, here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Our text line this hour, 304-396-TALK. We're giving you a chance to win 4 tickets to go see the herd take on Stony Brook this Saturday. 2 o'clock is going to be our airtime. 5 o'clock kick. We'll have it for you if you can't go right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Some good creativity today. You guys have exceeded my expectations. I initially asked you, that's our question of the day, with Saturday's game coming up, what's going to be the winning play? Is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? Is it going to be an interception, a pick six? You guys are being very creative with this. We have gotten 2-point conversion. We've got field goal. We have got a kickoff return. You guys have been great. Keep that up. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. What's our winning play going to be on Saturday? I throw a little difficulty in there and say which team would have the winning play, but we're all obviously picking the herd on this one. So that's our text question of the day. While we get a few more of those in, we've got a couple of more comments from Logan Osburn as the herd is getting ready for the game on Saturday. One of the questions that was asked of Logan, and I think this was an important one because with the depth chart finally being released, and again, it's unofficial, it's not solid, it's not 100%, it's a rough draft. It may be close to final, it's not the entirety of it, it's a rough draft. But one of the complaints I've heard from a lot of you is that it's hard to build excitement because you don't know the players. You're not that familiar with some of the names on the team, so it's a hard ask to build excitement for a team full of players you really don't know about. You don't know who they are, where they play. There's not that much buzz. That's what I'm getting from a lot of you. Well, we're going to learn more about these guys as the weeks progress, but one of the questions that was asked to Logan, just, who are some of the Marshall players on the offensive side of the ball that we should look out for, who he's excited to see on Saturday?
Yeah, I think our receivers are doing a heck of a job. Coach Dawson has really coached those guys up. I think Elijah Metcalf is going to be a special player. I think Christian Fitzpatrick is going to be a special player. And I like our QB room a lot. I like all three guys. They're all talented, smart guys. With Braylon, you can kind of see he's more mobile. And Stone is, he's athletic as well. Cole's more of a true pocket passer, but, he's got a cannon for an arm. And I think, just what we've added to this room, I've seen a lot more depth, not only just from wide receivers to our O-line. Like, I think this is the most depth we've ever had in our offensive line room since I've been here. Just guys that we can confidently throw in and know that they can go do their job.
So this might be the year where there are going to be a lot of guys that are out there. You can cycle them in and out, and I hope that that's the case. That means you've got some talent out there. At the same time, maybe you can lessen the injury bug because you're not wearing guys out as much. I know it's a collision sport, but if you've got depth, you can minimize some of that wear and tear. So I hope that that is the case. And, of course, the one concern, though, is do you really want – 3 quarterbacks? Maybe you want one that can lead the way, and then if something happens, you got a guy that can step right in and you might not miss a beat. If you've got 2 quarterbacks, do you really have one? Now you have 3 quarterbacks, do you really have one? You've heard that sort of line of thinking before. So I'm excited to find out, and hopefully we'll get a better look at everybody on Saturday. Now, this is the final go-around for Logan Osburn. Going to be a lot of finals, a lot of first final times. Like when you run out of the tunnel, Jones C. Edwards Stadium, for the first final time, you got only a few opportunities to do that. What will be going through his mind as this is the last go-around for him? And he talked about the moments and how you have to just take those in.
I think I'm going to take each moment a little bit more serious, like just really reel it in, experience everything. In the past, you kind of just go out there, you're focused on the opponent. I think this year's more like you kind of look around, you're like, wow, this is my last one. So I think just enjoying it more. I'm spending more time in the locker room more than I ever have just because I know those moments they're coming up. So just, honing in on those moments that, you don't necessarily take advantage of as you're a younger player.
Logan Osburn, senior season's coming up. And finally, just kind of get a quick scout. And again, it's very hard to scout a school like Stony Brook. You haven't seen truly what this team is on film, because it's a new roster, 40 new players, new head coach, last year's game film. Throw it out doesn't mean really much. There might be some players that were held over from last year. You might learn a little bit about them, but you're not really learning too much about Stony Brook based on previous year's film. They're looking for a win desperately. Who stands out for Stony Brook? Anybody in your game prep that really caught your attention?
Yeah, I think they got two captains on their defensive line, and number 10, he's going to be their nose guard. I think he's a good player. He reminds me of a lot of guys I played in the past that are just like not necessarily over athletic, but they do their job. They're very smart, technical when it comes to their technique. No situational football. They got a couple guys. I mean, they just got some guys that I think give great effort every play. They're not going to wow you in size or speed, but they're going to go out there and they're going to give you their all. So I think they got some guys for sure.
Everybody's got guys. You heard what Coach Huff said yesterday, right? About everybody's got players that are coming from different levels, group of 5 guys, power 5 guys, or power 4 guys now. A lot of players from different places. So you don't know. You don't know who's good. You don't know what they got until you see it on game day. So we'll have more from player interviews coming up tomorrow. We'll also get more of your text in. We're going to give you another opportunity to win tickets if you don't win today. And the question of the day is, what's the winning play going to be for Marshall? I initially threw out, is it going to be a run? Is it going to be a pass? Is it going to be an interception? We've added field goal. We've added 2-point conversion. We have added a kickoff return. What's the winning play going to be? Text lines 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Quick news out of the NFL yesterday. We had 6 former Marshall players making the cut. They made 53-man NFL rosters. That includes Baltimore Ravens keeping running back Rasheen Ali, linebacker Neville Hewitt with the Houston Texans, offensive lineman Dalton Tucker with the Indianapolis Colts. You got offensive lineman Ethan Driscoll, and you got cornerback Nazeeh Johnson with the Kansas City Chiefs. And, of course, Los Angeles Rams, they have got linebacker Eli Neal on the 53 roster. We'll keep an eye on some of the other Herd players that are still out there if they get practice squad deals or any other opportunities. So, good day yesterday for some former Marshall football players. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Keep that number in your phone. We'll be back at it tomorrow with our text line. We'll have a new question for you tomorrow, and we're going to give you one more opportunity to win a 4-pack to go see the Herd take on Stony Brook. That's coming up Saturday, 2 o'clock airtime. We're going to be right over there by the West Lot. We're going to be near the M Club Pavilion. So we'll be a little bit further from where we were set up last year, but we're still going to be over there on the West Lot. We're just going to be a little bit further. But I'm hearing there's some really good tailgating spots set up over there. My guy Russ from the Thundercast was telling me that, look, I've got the real deal when it comes to the tailgate. So we're hitting the tailgate on Saturday. Love those guys from the Thundercast. I'm going to hit that tailgate for sure. Or if I can talk those guys into bringing me some stuff over. Just bring that stuff over, because at some point my guy Bill Cornwell's got to go inside to get ready to do his job. At that point, bring the stuff over so we can rub it in his face that, oh yeah, Bill, you missed out on Russ's tailgate, and the Thundercast guys came over and brought all the goods. That's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for being a part of it. I'll be back with you tomorrow here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Special thanks to our guest today, Juli Fulks, head coach of the Marshall women's basketball team. Exciting schedule released a few days ago. Season's coming up soon. You want to get a good seat. Season tickets are the way to go. More details over at herdzone.com. That's going to do it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930 and on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great night, everyone.
retransmitting in Glorious FM on 94.1 W227BS Huntington. This is 930 WRVC Huntington, celebrating 100 years of broadcasting.